there was something about turning 40 that made me reevaluate my life. Some people might call it a midlife crisis. It wasn't a crisis per se, but it was an opportunity for me to start asking some important questions about my life. I began asking questions like, is there more to life than just this? Where is my life going? Am I happy living the life that I'm living? Can I imagine living the same life for the next 40 or 50 years? And then there was the important question, am I living my life's true purpose and full potential here on earth? I'll never forget the day that I was having coffee with a dear friend of mine, and I looked at her with tears in my eyes, and I said, my life is not my own. And she responded by saying, Teresa, that makes sense. You have 2 small kids at home. You're managing your house, your job, the courses you're taking. Of course it's hard for you to have time for yourself. It wasn't so much about having time for me as it was about questioning how I was living my day-to-day. Was I living my everyday according to me, Teresa, or was I living my day-to-day according to what everyone else expected me to do? It was definitely the latter. I was always trying to be the good mom, the good wife, the good daughter, the good daughter-in-law, the good sister, the good friend, etc., etc. The good mom was one that took her kids to playgroups, read to them every day, dressed them up in cute clothing, only let them watch educational videos, and fed them healthy snacks. This I know because at the playgroups, there was always those vocal moms that let you know about what activities your kids should be involved in and what healthy snacks your kids must be eating. And that was always backed by some research that they knew, of course. Then the good mom was also one that stayed at home with her kids. And that I knew courtesy of my in-laws, with little comments like, oh no, you can't go to work. You need to stay home with your kids. You can't put them in the daycare. Then there was the good wife. The good wife was one that had dinner ready for her husband every night, clean clothes for him to wear, and sent him to work with a lunch in a paper bag. And this I know courtesy of my old school mother-in-law, again with little comments such as, make a lunch for Peter with this salami. He really liked this one. Or, take this home for dinner and make this one for Peter. He really liked it. Then there was the good daughter. The good daughter was one that called her mom every day, wore makeup but not too much makeup, and looked nice but not too nice because, whoa, where are you going looking like that? Who do you have to impress? You're already married. So with me trying to please everybody else, this often left me feeling frustrated, upset, resentful, voiceless, and offended. So turning 40 was my reason to start making changes in my life because I couldn't continue on living my life according to everybody else and renouncing myself. So what did I do about it? Well, the first thing I did was I asked God for help. God, please help me to figure out, am I living my true purpose and full potential here on earth? And God responded by telling me to meditate. Meditate? What did I know about meditation? But luckily for me, there was a meditation center close by my home, and my spiritual mentors, as I like to call them, helped me to get started. Meditation was intense. Sometimes they like to joke with me by saying, Teresa, remember when you used to cry all the time? Ha 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 ha. Yes, I remember. And that's because connecting with my spirit and connecting with God deep inside me was something that at first freaked me out. And that's because I was brought up to believe that God was a church, not deep inside me. And connecting with God deep inside you is very different through meditation than it is through prayer. Nevertheless, they introduced me to different New Age authors and different people in the mind, body, and spirit arena, such as Wayne Dyer and Marianne Williamson. Then I went to a conference where I was introduced to EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique, or otherwise known as tapping. So I bought the book and I started tapping every day. Tapping allowed me to release a lot of frustration, anger, and resentment I had towards different people in my life. I tapped about my husband. I tapped about my mother-in-law. I tapped about my sister-in-law. I tapped about my brother-in-law. Oh, those in-laws. Who would have known that tapping on different ancient Chinese meridian points on the body could be that therapeutic? Then there was Louise Hay. Louise Hay had me practicing daily positive affirmations in the mirror. This is what she calls mirror work. It was very difficult for me to look at myself in the mirror, straight in the eyes, and say, I love you. I love everything about you. But the more I practiced, the easier it got. I love you. I love everything about you. You are perfect and whole, just as you are. And the more I practiced, the more I began to believe in what I was saying. The ultimate reclaiming of my life was when I left everything and everyone to live and work in Milan, Italy for 6 months. This, to say the least, made anyone who ever dictated what I should be doing with my life very, very, very upset with me. It took every ounce of courage and tenacity within me to go against any cultural, familial, or societal expectations that I had been living by as a mother and as a woman. There were comments such as, oh my God, is she okay? Oh my God, she's leaving her kids behind. Is she depressed? Oh my God. The details of that experience are a whole other talk. However, with it being one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to do, it remains a reminder for me to never negate myself at the expense of other people, to always share my true thoughts about things. Ma, I think maybe Peter should figure out how to cook. To always share my true opinion about things, even when it may not be the same view as the other person. Mom, I like to look good for myself and not for what other people think. To be more transparent about my emotions and my feelings about people's actions instead of holding them in and being resentful. Honey, it really hurt when you said that you couldn't be there for me. With all the changes that I made, I realized that I am unique. There is only one Teresa, that I am whole and perfect just as I am, and that I have something to offer the world, one person at a time. So those questions about, is there more to life than just this, was replaced by these 3 things. Number 1, a true inner happiness and gratitude for all the blessings in my life. 2, an inner love for myself. And 3, the ability to always live my life according to Teresa by honoring and respecting myself first. Thank you so much.